Welcome to Just Minding My Business Media. We are so happy that you joined us today. I am so happy to bring to you today Ian Horowitz, whose journey in real estate from acquiring his first rental property in 2012 to leading one of Baltimore's top real estate investment firms offers a compelling narrative that I believe you are going to just love. Ian's expertise spans property flipping, single family rentals, multifamily units, and self storage ventures. His strategic focus on self storage and multifamily properties has resulted in a real estate portfolio valued at $70 million. Adding to his story, uniqueness, and his transition from a firefighter in Baltimore to a successful real estate investor, bringing a fresh perspective from achieving success in the real estate sector. Wow. So you were a firefighter.
I was. That's why I asked you what you know about Baltimore, because I know I know my way around that city very, very, very well. So,
Yes, I can imagine being a firefighter. So, what made you transition?
well, it's a place you need you either love or you hate Baltimore, right? And we got hired in 2007 and 2008, respectfully, me and my business partner, and that was the midst of the global financial crisis. And those that are familiar, Sheila Dixon was the mayor at the time, and then Stephanie Rawlings Blake right after that. But when we came in, look, I love my job as a fireman. You're helping people in the community. It doesn't matter what you look like, what kind of help you need. We're there. You call 911, the firemen show up. Nobody cares about anything else that's discussed in the media. You're there to help a human being to human being, and that's what matters. And that's what I truly enjoyed. Now, that being said, meanwhile, the city's just looking at us as a bunch of numbers. So we're getting furloughed. They're talking about closing companies. Pension systems all across the country are going bankrupt in Detroit, California, Bethlehem Steel and private industries. And it's like, yo, whoa, 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 what are we doing here?
Hmm.
And it was just like, I need to find a better way to support my family. And I said, well, what happens if something happens to me at work? I'm in a line of industry that I could get killed and I could be incapacitated for the rest of my life. How do I support my future wife at the time and my future kids at the time to a point where, God forbid, something happens to me, they are safe and secure and do not need to rely on the city paying them out? And that's what led me to real estate. And that's how I am where I am today. And able to leave our jobs early. So real estate has been able to provide that platform for us to be able to do that.
So, for anybody wanting to get started, real estate can be difficult for a lot of people. Any business starting first time, you got to learn.
The best way to start is like, I don't know. It's like you just got to go and do it, man. Like you got to get up, you got to go swing the bat. I mean, there's so many different ways. I just learned that you're simulcasting across TV channels now more than just YouTube. Like
Right.
there's is available to you. I like to call it YouTube University. I didn't have the luxury of that. I had to use these old things back here called books and read through them, and that was only 2000, 8 or 9. The web forums and all those other things weren't as prevalent as what they are today. Today, if you want the information, you could literally go on YouTube University tomorrow and get every piece of information you need to do to get started. The problem is not enough people look at themselves to say, well, what's holding me up, right? For me, I know my personality traits. My business partner knows his personality traits, and we just happen to work really well together. But there's other instances where people just don't realize their pitfalls. They might be a super cautious person. You need to figure out how to get over that hump to go take action. And I think more people need to look with inside. Most people have the intelligence and knowledge to do it. Too many people aren't willing to bet on themselves. And that's the biggest problem. You got to get up there. You got to go swing the bat. Hopefully, you don't have a massive strikeout that puts you out of business, but you have the learning lesson. You saw the pitches you needed to, and you can get to the next level and try to get a hit on the next one.
Yes, yes. That for sure. You gotta swing. I like what you said. You gotta swing the bat.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's I mean, it's the best way to think about it, right? Like how many times like you got to remember like growing up, it's like, man, you tried so many different things and you weren't scared. And then I think I'm finally at an age now where it's like, I don't know if I'm going to go do that full contact thing right now because I don't feel like getting hurt, right? Like I'm starting to check up. You
Right.
need to go back to when you were your child self and say, I got to go try these things. And there's never a point in your life where you can't try it out. Like there's more risk in working for someone for the rest of your life than trying to create your own way. And if you don't go up there, swing the bat, try it, you'll never know. And who knows, you might be one of the best real estate flippers out there. You don't know. If you just talk about it, but you're not being about it, you're never going to find out if you could actually do it. And me personally, I know I don't want to go to the grave having any regrets saying, man, I really wish I tried that out, you know?
Yes, I know that's right. So, Equity Warehouse, tell us about that.
Yeah, so me and my business partner, we founded Equity Warehouse in 2014. We've been in business for a little over 10 years. The formal date's 2014, but we started in 2012. And today we have about 15 employees. And, we are opportunistic investors looking for the best deals that we can find. And we've done everything from single family to Airbnbs, office, flex space, self storage, ground up development. Like we're building a 10-house subdivision right now. We're getting ready to close on a 55,000 square foot office building. By the time this comes out, we'll probably have already closed on it. But really, what we're doing is we're creating a vehicle for our friends and family to co invest and co lend with us. We're taking our first responder, teachers, nurses, blue collar type workers, and giving them a platform to have the availability to invest in assets that are usually only reserved for Wall Street. And I think that's so powerful because financial freedom for first responders is just a far-fetched idea. And the what I love about it is it gives us a platform to give back to our friends and family
Mhm.
and giving them an opportunity to have success side by side with that. And that's what I really enjoy about what we've created at Equity Warehouse.
Yes, and how do you do that?
Yeah, so what we do is um we find assets, usually commercial real estate, that have enough upside that we can do a value add strategy. What does that mean? Well, a value add strategy is the same as flipping a house. We're just doing it at scale on multifamily, storage, flex space, some sort of commercial asset. So let me give you an example. We're buying a 55,000 square foot old office building, and we're going to convert that into 11 condo units that are for contractor storage. We're buying that for $5.5 million, and we're putting $1 million into it, and we're going to try to sell it for roughly our net sales value will be about $10 million. So there's about $3.5 million of profit. So we'll get a bank loan. Our friends and family will come in and join us. And when they come and join us, we're going to give them some equity and we're going to keep some equity. We're going to do all the hard work. I'm going to earn more gray hair, lose some more hair on top of the head. And but they're going to get to enjoy all the upside of this property that we're developing. And they can go see it, feel it, touch it, play with it, do whatever they want. Open book. Come on. Come check it out. But that's really what we do is we try to find assets like that we can use our strong suit, which is construction, go in there, value add the property and get it to a point that we can sell it off, make a bunch of money and move on to the next investment.
Good. Okay, so let's talk about raising private capital. It's
Yeah, so that I mean, we're deep into my story, right? So like let's talk about raising private capital. Like, I just described a $5.5 million building that we're gonna put $1 million into that we need $4 million or $3.3 million of capital into it. You guys gotta remember, like my beginnings are super humble. Like we are completely blue collar. We grinded it out. The first house I ever did, I put $15,000 into it and off we went. And I always wanted to like be able to help my friends. I just knew if I had more capital, I could do more things and I could have more opportunities and we could build something really cool. And as you share your experience, like doing these podcasts, talking at meetup groups, sharing stuff on YouTube, putting content out there, and just telling people what you do, people get curious. And as long as you're doing the right thing on a daily basis, people will want to be a part of what you're doing. Because a lot of people don't have the strength to, or the willpower or the bandwidth. And some people actually really like their job. They really love what they do and they just want to put money into investment vehicles. So for us, it was like, well, how do we create a structure that allows people to put capital into that? So they started putting capital in, and a lot of it was just trust and rapport. Hey, this is what we're doing. How's that look? Cool. Hey, this looks good. What do you think about that? Great. Okay. And we kept moving from there. And what when it comes to raising capital, it really is there a fair exchange of value, right? And people need to be able to perceive that.
Mhm.
And so many people will put money in the stock market and never be able to talk to Elon Musk, but they're like, oh, I'm just going to put $25,000 in Tesla. It's going to work out. It's going to work out. It's going to work out. It's like, well, wait a second. Like you can see, feel, and touch this building. Like, why would you not put money in here? So really building trust, creating that opportunity, letting people know that their money's secure, paying people back goes a really, really, really long way. And that's really how we raise capital. It's just telling people what we do. We're not selling. We're always educating on people on what we do.
Okay. All right. So what's the minimum since you're dealing with like blue collar workers, people that work every day a lot of times, and what is like the minimum amount that people can put in? A
Um, Yeah, usually we work on $25,000 increments because we're simple firemen. Like that's what we did for a living. First time I really needed to raise capital, I was like, I need $1 million. I know 40 people with $25,000, or at least I thought I did at the time. And I was like, 25,000 is a great even number to work with. The problem is as you start to grow, it's like, well, $25,000 to raise $3.3 million is 120 plus another 12, right? 132 investors. Like that's a lot. So it's crept up, but 25,000 because again, I want to be able to service my friends and family. There's a lot of people that have money in IRA accounts that they can transfer and utilize to invest old retirement plans from companies that they left. People have money stored. They have wealth stored. They have the ability to save money. And as they do that, and if they really get pot committed to saying, well, I want to put money into these investment vehicles, well, then if I put 50,000 or $25,000, I know I can earn X return. And as long as Ian performs on what he says he's going to do, then I'll continue to get these dividends. And as these dividends come in, then so on and so forth. So really $25,000 is the minimum. On general, look, there's case by case basis and every situation is unique. It's not really about the dollar amount that's going in. It's the fact that people understand what they're actually investing in. And from there, we can figure out the dollars and cents to get money into the deals.
okay. Wow. And that's so wonderful because people have this money sitting in a 401k going up and down and can't touch it till they retire. And at retirement, it's definitely not going to be enough. And to keep being able to make that money grow, quadruple, you might say, as opposed to a 401k that you're just looking at it pretty much.
Yeah, well, and that's the thing is like our average returns is about 15% per year. It's not all, it's like it's up and down, right? So it's
Uh-huh.
the IRR, it's the internal rate of return on the overall investment on a 5-year hold period is, 15 to 20%, depending on the risk tolerance. Okay, what does that mean? What does that mean to you as a capital investor? It's like, well, I know that I'm earning 15% per year. It's just a bucket that I can put money into to say, if Ian performs, this bucket does that. If I have money in the stock market, that bucket does this. If I put money in hard money loans, I know I can earn X% return without tax advantage. And the biggest thing is like I remember when I first started, I wanted this. Listen how silly this is. I wanted 10 houses that were completely paid off, that cash flowed me $3,000 a month all the way over 30 years, and I was going to do my 30-year career in the fire department. I thought I was going to be the coolest kid known to man, and I'd have $1.5 million worth of properties if they didn't increase in value. I thought I was the man. But dude, like, and everyone's different, but like that is not a lot of money in the grand scheme of things. Like you need to be like whatever you think you need for retirement, I guarantee you need 10 times that. Like just whatever number you think it is times it by 10 and try to figure out how to get to that end result. Once you figure out that end result, then it's just filling buckets. Some people it is, I want a massive nest egg so I can retire because I love my job. Cool. Let's figure that out. Other people are like, well, I want to quit my job today and I want to be retired today and live off my dividends. Okay, well, let's figure that out. We have a co-lending investment for that. If you want, maybe you want a little bit of both. You want to be able to retire one day and you want a big nest egg at the end. Well, okay, let's look at the co-investment deals because the equity deals give you these big pops, but the co-lending opportunities give you these nice, consistent dividends. And again, this goes back to the original conversation. You need to know what you want as an investor. Everybody should treat their money as a family office. Your job is to grow your net worth for you and or your family to put yourself in a better position. So knowing what your end goal is will really help you sort out how to take the road to there.
Now, let me ask you, do you help people sort through that?
Yeah, we'll have conversations around it. I'll tell you how I did it. I'll tell you how Dan did it. I'll tell you how some of our other capital investors did it. But in the end, you need to make that decision, right? We'll talk to people about, hey, you have this IRA here because you switched companies. Like, why don't we utilize that? Because you have that cash available to you today. We have other people that are cash strong and need tax benefits. We'll talk about these things. In the end, you need to consult your family, you need to consult your accountant and any other tax planners that you have to decide if this is the right investment for you.
Mhm. Wow. So if people want to connect with you, Ian, how do they do so?
Yeah, the best place is to find us at equitywarehouse.com. We'll give you case studies on how we co-invest and co-lend with our friends and family. I know personally that like learning from case studies is the best way. So that's why we build out our website to show you exactly how we do it with our friends and family. If you want to track me down anywhere else on the internet, we're pretty much under Equity Warehouse on all the social sites. I do the most response on Instagram, and you can find us out there.
Oh, okay. Wow, this is so interesting. Wow. So let's talk about some. I know we talked about swinging that bat, and I just love the way you put that. So I'm stealing that, Ian.
Yeah, please do. I love it.
Wow, this is just amazing to be able to help people with in your business is huge. It's
Yep.
huge, and I think all businesses should have that end game of who can I support? Who can I help?
Yeah, we're recording this a little bit after election time, and everything's so divisive. I don't care who you voted for. I have my opinion. You have your opinion. Everybody's got an opinion, right?
All right.
In the end, you need to figure out what's right for you. None of that stuff in the news or the media is going to change your life. I know people think it does. In the end, it doesn't. You need to be looking at the best deals that are available to you today. If one party would have gotten in, you would have figured out a way how to invest. You might not have liked policies around it, but you'd figure out a way to invest and secure your financial future. If the other party gets in, you might not like that either, but you're still going to find ways to invest and navigate the landscape to find the best deals that you possibly can to grow your family's net worth, to create your cash flow, to create your legacy, whatever you're doing it for. That's what you need to figure out. Go out, swing the bat. Stop getting tied up on Facebook and Instagram and all this other dumb stuff. Don't get involved in the politics discussions and all these other things. That's a time for you can do that later on in life.
Yeah.
Get your house in order, right? Like let's talk about how do you get your house in order? How do you build a bubble around you to create something that's unstoppable that allows you to be financially free so that it doesn't matter who's in office? How do you become not codependent on a job and that you're creating your own future so you don't have to worry about who's in office or who's your next boss or what happens if my company gets sold, right? Create your own future, swing the bat, bet on yourself. See you boys and ladies at the top. I don't know. You got me all jazzed up. I'm like, I'm ready to go. So I love this.
Yes, indeed. And I love it too, because at the end of the day, you got to take care of you and yours because
Yeah.
nobody else is going to do it.
Well, and that's the problem. Everybody thinks, again, like not to make this about politics, but it's like, look at Greece, right? Like all these people thought they're gonna have this pension, like everything goes bankrupt and like all hell breaks loose there. Same thing for me. I'm staring at Baltimore City, which look, love the place. I worked in the heart of West Baltimore. If you ever watched The Wire, it's all true. You watched all the riots that happened. My firehouse was 6 blocks from that CVS. I worked in the heart of it, right? But in the end, my employer, I'm putting all my trust into Baltimore City to say, hey, I'm going to work 25 or 30 years and then you're going to pay me a pension. And I'm going to trust that you're doing this all right when there's all this dismay amongst this whole city. You see how every city agencies works. Like, I can't count on that. I can't control my destiny. I can't control my future. So I had to find a way to supplement that. And once I supplemented that and figured that out, then it was like, oh man, like I did this. Cool. All I got to do is this, and I'm out. And it was so quick. My path, I probably worked way longer than I should have. I probably could have left after 5 years, but I got scared and had an identity crisis. But once you realize how to create cash flow, once you realize how to create money and create wealth and produce income, it is so easy to be like, why am I working here? Every time we cut a bad partnership, we grew by tenfold. When we quit our jobs, we tripled our business literally overnight. It was the best thing that we had ever done in our careers. And I should have done it sooner. It is what it is. We're here today. And I can't say it enough. Swing the bat, bet on yourself. You cannot go wrong if you're doing the right things. If you're getting up and doing the right thing every single day and knowing what your end goal is, it's very easy to get up and go work for yourself.
Yes. Wow. I'm loving it. I'm loving it, Ian. This is definitely some good words and it's powerful because what you've just said to everyone is if you get up, swing the bat, you can do it.
Yeah. Well, but again, like just go back and look at it. It's like you're afraid to. Like, let's talk about business owners that's been in business for several years and they get stuck and they don't ever want to grow. It's like, well, you're too afraid to swing the bat to get to the next level. It happened to us. We did a bunch of single family houses. It was like, I want to do commercial real estate. I don't know how to do commercial real estate. And I kept getting scared. I was like, how am I going to do it? How am I going to do it? I wasn't willing to put in the hard work to get to that next level because I was so damn comfortable. Right. And I could have easily just continued to buy single family houses over and over and over again and
Mhm.
whatever. Maybe I'd have the same amount of portfolio value, but where was that getting me? Right. Whereas it's like, man, dude, like I had to go in and blow up everything that we did, everything that worked for single family real estate. We had to trash all of it. And when we trashed all of it, I don't want to say not like that. We learned a lot of things, but I had to be willing to say what got me to here today is not going to get me there tomorrow. So what takes you to go from 0 to a million and a million to five and five to 10 are completely different processes. And you might have to blow up your original process. And that's scary when you become a business owner because you have a great, cushy life. You don't want to risk it anymore. You've gotten old because you're afraid to get hit by somebody else, right? But you need to be continuing to grow. And if you're not growing, you're dying, right? And it's that simple. And too many people get comfortable. And that includes, nope, excuse me, I'm so excited. I'm spitting all over myself. That includes people who are W-2 employees, right? You get comfortable in that job. Oh, I got 30 years. I got 20 years. I got 5 more years to go and I'll get my pension or I'll get my Social Security. Who's to say Social Security is going to be there tomorrow? Like, why would you work all those years and be like, get caught holding the bag? And I just think that's silly.
Yes, I have to agree with you. And being in corporate America for so many years myself, you're never as good as your last good deed
Mm-hmm.
ever. And if they decide today they no longer want you, they don't even really have to give you a reason.
Nope, you gone. Goodbye. You know what I mean? Like, and it's cheaper nowadays. It's cheaper to hire AI to replace somebody. Technology can replace 10 people. That's so stupidly cheap. And guess what? Technology doesn't talk back, right? So again, if you're not figuring out a way to create, and look, we're talking about real estate here. Like that's my passion personally.
Yes.
But this could be applied to a business. This could be applied to someone who wants to coach. This could be applied to anything. And maybe it is you want to continue to work your W-2, but instead growing a set, walking in and saying, hey, business owner, I want some equity because I'm staying here. I love my business and I want to be an employee-owned business. Like, you need to figure that out and put yourself into a situation that you get to control your destiny, that you know you're securing your financial future. Because in the end, well, money's just a tool. You do need money to live. You do need to be financially secure to be able to exit, quote unquote, your job or the matrix, however you're depending, however, whatever conspiracy you're on, I'll talk to all of them. In the end, you need to figure it out for yourself. So
Yes, yes, indeed. So again, how do people stay connected with you?
yeah, equitywarehouse.com, best place you can find us. I'll send you a nice email here and there. And you can learn how we co-invest and co-lend with our friends and family. It's the best way to find us. It's the best way to learn about what we're doing. And you know what's even cooler? Like I know I was talking about the case studies earlier. Not only you're learning about what we're doing, and I would love if everybody invested with us, but do what I did when I was coming up. Like go to equitywarehouse.com, watch the case studies, learn how we structured the deals, learn how we got the deals done, and then go apply it for yourself. I tell every single one of my capital investors, you should own some real estate in your portfolio. And it shouldn't just be with us. I would love for you to go invest with other operators. I would love for you to go buy that Airbnb vacation home that you can earn money on a liability. And that's really, again, what we're passionate about. If you become financially free from something that you learned from us, love it, reach out, let us know. And that's really our ultimate goal, what we're trying to do.
Wow. Thank you so much. You
Yeah,
made my day, Ian. This has been very uplifting. And I know my audience is gonna, if they were sitting on the fence being scared, time to swing the bat, y'all.
that's right. Can only get so many strikes, right? You got to get
Yes.
up there. You got to go do it.
Amen to that. Well, thank you so much, Ian, for taking time out of your busy day. We really appreciate the wisdom you just shared with us. And anybody wanting to be an investor, reach out because he is all about helping.
That's right. Well, I appreciate you having me on. It was an honor. I enjoyed it. Hopefully, I get an invite back one day.
Oh, you
And
will.
I thoroughly enjoyed it. And I hope I really truly I hope you guys know this. This is God's honest truth. Is I really hope it helps somebody because you know what? I needed help when I first got started. I still help people when they're first getting started. Go check it out. Go figure it out. You know, I've told you a few times where to find us, equitywarehouse.com or Equity Warehouse on any of the social sites. You reach out, I'll talk to you. It might take a day for me to get back, but I will get back to you. And I just want to see people succeed and be the best person that they can.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, thank you so much. We appreciate you and keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you so much.